coming right there.
All right, hey, one of the cool parts about cold weather, and it's a little chilly out at the range, is bulky clothing. You can carry larger concealed carry firearms. You don't have to carry that little 380 or that little subcompact 9mm. You can carry hand cannons, that Glock 17, that Glock 34, that large gun, or in this case, what have you got?
I have.
Emery's Israeli. So what would an Israeli / Russian mobster carry? Is this the Desert Eagle 44? No,
this is not, Carl.
That would not be big enough.
That would not be big enough. I'm not big on the number 44, so we chose to go with a 50. This is a 50 caliber gun.
50. Let that sink in. It's like 9mm. And then there's 50. So for all the guys saying, 45 is so much better than a 9mm, I'm here to tell you, if you're compensating, this should be the thing that you're going for.
And guys, you get 7 rounds in a mag, 7 + 1, so it's really not any worse than your 45.
It's not. It is so much worse than a 45. Look at this god-awful thing. So why is it gold? Why did you go with gold?
You know, I didn't really have a choice. I bought this thing used, and I bought it for half price, and so I said, gold it is.
Gold it is.
It was unfired, and...
now, it's made by Israeli Military Industries, Ltd.
So, yeah, so it's kind of a crossbreed between them and Magnum Research. So Magnum Research, to the best of my understanding, started designing this, I think, back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And they, I guess they had some trouble, wanted to get it mechanically more sound, and they started up this collaboration with IMI, and this beast is what came out of it.
Dude, if you've got to have a separate bolt face on your slide, you're probably shooting too big of a pistol round. Now, a lot of people will say one pistol round is better than another pistol round. For example, all the 45 guys saying that their 45s are better than their 9mm. In general, I say, guys, it doesn't matter how powerful your pistol round is, because basically all a pistol round is an underpowered rifle round. If you think about it, there's a lot of guys that shoot 357 lever actions. Now, 357 Magnum in a handgun is a very powerful handgun, but in a lever action brush gun for deer hunting, it's considered a underpowered round for deer hunting, whitetail. But that said, there is a place for large caliber handguns. You grew up, you like Montana, places like that, right?
Yep.
Guys, if you're running around up north, bear country, and you're not out hunting, but you're just out hiking, do whatever, logging, you still need to have an adult firearm to deal with mountain lion attacks, bear attacks, moose attacks, whatever it is. If it's an attack and you're up north in God's country, you need a big bullet. Would that make me carry a Desert Eagle? No, it wouldn't. Would it make him carry a Desert Eagle? Yeah.
I'll tell you this, Carl, when I go hunting, this is my truck gun. Right? So I don't carry this when I'm on the hunt, right? I got my rifle. Sometimes, depending on where I'm at, I may have a little pistol just as a backup. This thing lives with me in my truck where I sleep at night sometimes. And because it's gold plated, it's titanium gold, right? And so because it's got this titanium gold plating, I feel reasonable with it in the elements. And this just kind of sleeps right next to me. And if a bear comes up onto my truck, he's got whatever 7 × 325 grains going at his face.
I was amazed at how comfortable the gun is. The recoil's not like shooting the big 44 revolvers, because it does have an operating system that reduces a lot of the recoil.
Yeah, so this is actually a gas piston driven gun, right? And so it's like an AK. And what that does, if you guys have ever shot a 500 Smith & Wesson, those things will put a pop in your hand.
They kick
right?
like a
You
horse.
feel those. Now this one, you know, I mean, you feel the recoil, but you can one-hand this thing all day long. Yeah. It's really manageable.
So very popular in all the movies, all the Russian mobsters have to carry a gold or chrome-plated Desert Eagle. That's the movies. Realistic in real life, Emery runs it. He does. This is his backcountry gun. I still wouldn't carry it, but we've been going back and forth chit-chatting over good Arabic coffee. Yep. Right? The boy can brew some Turkish coffee like you wouldn't believe. We've been talking, well, let's shoot ballistic gel with it. Let's shoot some walls with it. Let's shoot it for accuracy at distance. Sounds like the making of a Tactical Rifleman video.
I think maybe Tactical Rifleman might be interested.
So we figured all of y'all would get a kick out of this conversation. So let's go put this puppy to the test. All right, so that was the 300 grain XTP jacketed hollow point. 300 grains. What's the muzzle velocity on this?
Muzzle velocity on this is 1,475 feet per second.
It's moving out. Now, full disclosure, this is not FBI ballistic gelatin that rots when you leave it out for too long and melts in the sun. We use blocks provided by Clear Ballistics. They are polymer, right? So you don't get the exact same effect that you would using ballistic gelatin. That said, if ballistic gel was around back in the 70s, they'd be using this stuff instead of using the actual gelatin. Right? These blocks are awesome. Now you see, you get you good. We got good secondary cavitation. You can see the block jump on slow-mo, but the permanent cavitation, when you're talking pistol rounds, you're more concerned about that permanent cavitation. Guys, this permanent cavitation is massive. By FBI standards, they want to be able to penetrate deep enough to get through clothing, things like that. People say, well, you want it to stay inside the block. You can see on the video, look how big that golf ball is. Look at that. You basically pushed a golf ball through this guy at 1,400 feet per second.
1,475.
Now, we put our rubber mannequin here to replicate having that non-combatant standing behind them, or somebody standing behind whoever the Russian mobster was shooting. It did have enough energy left to penetrate the back of the block, but it just bounced off. It did leave a sexy welt on our mannequin, but it bounced off and landed on the table. Guys, that is a massive, massive projectile coming out of basically a handheld artillery piece. That thing's a freaking howitzer.
This is a personal howitzer.
Did it suck? He said it sucked. Let's see how it does on a wall.
Yeah, let's do
a wall. All right, full disclosure, our wall right here, this is a wall we built actually out on the range. It is regular red brick mortared, and it's got a layer of hollow cinder block behind it. Concrete block is supposed to be filled by the contractors, but most contractors will be honest with you that they don't fill them all with concrete like they're supposed to. It's how you save money. So we built these walls to test out. Been shot with bird shots, been shot with buckshot, been shot with a slug. It has been shot with 9mm, 5.56, green tip, 300 blackout, 7.62 by 51, 7.62 by 39. It has been shot with everything. There's only been one gun that has gone all the way through, and that is the Barrett 50 cal. Had no problem zipping through this wall, 700 grain slug, and it's beautiful. My favorite gun on the planet. Emery's favorite hand cannon, you were shooting the 300 grain, or was it the 325?
No, this is 300 grain Magnum Research XTP.
So he shot it, this one right here. Now, red brick does have hollow portions in it. He hit it between two of the holes. I penetrated in, but guys, there's no hole on the other side of our concrete wall. Carl's house would still be safe, all right? Because this is how my house is built. So anyways, it got through the red brick, didn't go through the wall. What do you think it would do to like soft body armor?
Soft body armor?
Soft body armor.
I don't know. Do we have anything we can try?
Perhaps. Let's try it.
All right.
All right, so full disclosure, this is a level 3 soft armor vest. It's actually donated by a female police officer. That's why the profile on it is very small. This is a small soft armor vest designed to be worn underneath your normal clothing. It's considered second chance armor. In other words, be worn every day. It's very, very soft. The intent of it is to not let the bullet get through. The problem though is shooting it with large calibers is you still get the blunt trauma damage to the sternum. A lot of times officers will have ribs broken, things like that can actually damage the heart if they're shot center mass. That's why a lot of officers with these, they will wear what's called a trauma plate that will cover the center of the heart. This vest,
I'm pretty sure this does have a trauma plate.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
There's no trauma plate in this. After the first shot, you saw the Velcro cut loose. As you know, Velcro, it's hard to pull side to side. There is a little stretch in it. The reason why is all that shock from that first bullet, it got between those layers of Kevlar cloth and actually propelled some of them back out. If you can see how thick this thing is sideways now. Now, when I pull it down and I look at it, it's every bit of 4 or 5 inches thick now, where it was under ½ an inch before. It did its job to an extent. I got a hole in a wrapper right here, but there's no hole in the actual Kevlar behind it. There's a hole in the inner piece of cloth, but there is no hole in my target. All right, so again, an officer wearing this armor, if they had the trauma plate in, it obviously wouldn't have penetrated the trauma plate, but the advantage of having the trauma plate is it would dissipate a lot of that energy out to the side. Having just the soft armor, yes, the Kevlar threads are still semi-intact. It kept it from leaving the vest, but it literally pushed the vest inside the body. It would have literally been inside the person's chest if this had been a real human being. Not good. This guy would be dead as a doornail. That's why the trauma plate inserts are so important. A lot of officers don't like to use the inserts. They use excuses like ricochet and everything else, but it's your heart that sits behind. Now, he would have been aiming high A zone where the heart is. I sat the vest a little low, so he aimed low to keep it on the chest. Cool part about the Kevlar, the way it's set up and woven, is even a shot to the edge does not make it any weaker. So you could shoot out at the side, it's gonna have the same protection. Vests are good. Why I mention that is a lot of guys have gotten away from wearing soft armor and all that wraps around on all their sides, and they just wear a plate front and back, a standalone level 4 plate. That's fine, but only if the bullet hits the plate. If it catches you in the shoulder, on the side, you're getting zero protection from that plate. So ways, pros and cons. Kevlar stopped this. Kevlar stopped this. Now the advantage of this large caliber, for those of you that carry magnum caliber pistols with you when you go out in the backcountry against grizzly bears, moose, mountain lions, things like that, even though the Kevlar, it did not penetrate the Kevlar, it would go through the thick skin on a grizzly bear. Yes, grizzly bear hides are very thick. The added layers of hair, again, gives resistance, but not as much as DuPont Kevlar. So this round would go through a bear. How much penetration you're getting, I don't know. That's the advantage of having 7+1 in a Desert Eagle.
I think next time we'll just have to get a grizzly bear.
Get a grizzly bear. All right, so if any of our grizzly bear viewers out there, we're looking for a volunteer to allow us to shoot you. I'll have YouTube translate that into grizzly and put it underneath in what do you call it? Subtitles. So anyways, this has been a fun wrap up of this video. It's not tactical. It's not a rifle. Why is it on Tactical Rifleman? Because a 50 cal Desert Eagle is hilarious.
Maximum cool.
Maximum, not so much. Anyways, I hope you all got a kick out of this week's video. We got to make this fun every once in a while. Why? Because I'm retired from the military and this is what I do full time now. So anyways, big thanks to all of our patrons, our other sponsors out there, and all of our viewers. Yeah, you saw it right here. No, you cannot buy one of them at the pro shop. You cannot. Thanks for watching. You all know the deal. Shoot straight. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so you don't miss out on anything.